Alright everybody, time to battle, let's roll. Alright. So we are up against Soraka Kench, which is apparently like a tough matchup, and I can see that, but I haven't played it a lot myself, so I have no definitive opinion. And I think I'm pretty fine with this hand that curves nicely. Yeah, obviously, like, some potentially better options, like having a Misfortune could be nice and stuff, but not like the alternative options are worse, so we'll just stick with that. And let's just play another unit. And start with this as open attack, I think. Yeah, probably. Because it also gives us the option to like sharp side instead of protege, depending on what's going on. But in this case, we just play protege, pull this, and hit for 4. Obviously awkward to damage this, but I think the 4 damage to Fates are worth it. And we couldn't have really like open passed here, because that's too dangerous. They might exploit that. But we can threaten to kill Soraka next turn.
The Star Child. I'll clear a path for you.
Good to see you too, Vin.
Alright, so first things first. I think we wanna do this and try and get rid of this. My opponent can obviously try and do something about it, but it's a solid starting point. That is pretty nasty, actually. But I guess we potentially get rid of it with the protege.
I understand.
But yeah, if like they have the Star Spring early, it's gonna be a rough one, especially a Star Spring plus Soraka. But yeah, that's fine. Ah, let's fight. But I guess we can protect our stuff, so that helps a bit. It also means this still dies on the opponent's turn, so that's good. But yeah, he has a really, really good draw for this matchup. The only thing that would have been even better is like a 1-drop. And we will probably have to play Genevieve on our off turn here to make things as efficient as possible and use spells next turn.
Find the goodness in you, River King.
Hope only provides temporary sustenance.
So yeah, I'll do that.
Put me in, Tommy boy. Oh, I'll be happy.
It's a bit awkward. It obviously threatens to kill our protege. But it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's a trade and we can damage the Soraka.
You leave me no choice.
There's obviously also a lot of heal for... or like a decent amount of heal for Star Spring. Nope, decided against it. That's kinda good for us.
Oh,
So it's like a pretty clear pull on this one. The interesting question is, what do we do? Do we back to back? Or... Huh. I think I do like back to back here the most. Because it gives us two strong challengers. It also kills this through anything that isn't Astral. And if he does have Astral, he can still finish it. And he can't eat like our challenger. Or anything really, for that matter.
Master the power of the stars.
Alright, so let's get in here.
They keep wandering off.
Wanna get rid of Soraka. And I guess this as well. Yep, seems fair. This is looking reasonably okay.
Take heart. Live with purpose.
Still sort of okay.
Close your eyes and the stars will fill you with their
Yeah,
light.
these are getting out of hand a bit here. But we have this stuff to try and protect it. So if we get the chance, we protect this before combat.
For silver I talk, for gold I listen.
My shield is yours.
Pablo's been down, but his knee out! Ah, I told your ancestors to protect!
Yeah, I guess. I think we don't play it because he can pull it with Boxtopus. While he can pull this with a regular unit and then this with Boxtopus.
Bring the flippin' back!
And I want to preserve our challenger stuff, I think.
Ooh, you wee scruff!
Take heart.
That's a bit of an odd one. He could have just pulled that with Soraka, honestly. And then with this pulled another regular unit. That would have been better, I think. But yeah, we'll do this. And I think we can also do this. Actually, it doesn't matter, we just die, right? Yep. We are just dead. Well done. Game looks a whole lot different without a Star Spring, obviously. But that's kind of the thing with Soraka, Tom. It's really good if you have Star Spring. And kind of a made deck if you don't have Star Spring. Alright, that was game number 1. Rough matchup. Let's see how game number 2 goes. Deep, on the other hand, usually a very nice matchup, so let's see how it's going. I want to keep Misfortune here, but I think without a 1-drop or a 2-drop I don't want to keep Sharpside. Sure, it's like a turn 2 play, use a spell mana, protects Misfortune. I think it's more important to find a 1 or 2-drop unit. And we did not. And still nope. That's very unfortunate. Let's hope we find a 1-drop or 2-drop turn 2. Otherwise, even this matchup could get rough. Meh. That is very awkward. Maybe it's even wrong to keep Misfortune there. Not 100% sure.
Strength in grace, beauty in the blade.
Fortune favors the bold.
Alright then,
Hardly fair.
let's pull this.
Love ya.
must be cut away.
Well, well, well. There's some merit to like buffing here. Not a lot though, I think. He'll probably pull this though, which is a bit awkward. And yeah, even though him pulling Valor is obviously a bit worse, but we have Sharp Side and probably worse protecting either of those. Oh, he's doing that, that's interesting. I guess he has Veil, which makes this a whole lot worse actually. Yeah, we're kind of in a really rough spot now. This horrendous draw. Yep. As I expected. Time for Genevieve.
Quiet of the woods. There's nothing like it. It's beautiful, isn't it?
The alternative would have been like Tracker, Blinding Assault, Bannerman. But in the end it would have kind of amounted to a very similar situation.
Hold nothing back.
You bad!
Mwah.
Forest.
These woods belong to us.
Also really helping with the deep here, which is pretty awkward. Not bad, I guess. At least the opponent is like down to 2 cards, so maybe we can win it on that angle, basically, that the opponent doesn't really have a whole lot going on. And we threaten to level Quinn next turn, which is also quite nice. That's pretty, like, uneventful. Huh.
Bertrand, still alive, I see.
I think this is a bit nicer against, like,
I'm one of the good guys, but not that good.
a ruination of sorts. That's a nice draw.
Their pride will cost them.
Yeah, we kinda have to do this to protect Quinn.
Love ya.
It's a bit unexpected that he didn't jump here. Maybe I should have, like, aggressively back-to-backed. Well then. That works. But it's also looking quite good here, all in all.
Nothing gets between me and my mark.
Hot damn is the boss. You best start running.
Guns blazing.
So yeah, no ruination, and we're actually looking pretty good regardless of our pretty bad draw, but that kinda tells you how good the matchup is. Like, even if it goes poorly for us, it has to go well enough for them to even get there. And the opponent had some good early game, but that's kind of all he had. So, nice comeback. At least some of the LP back, but as you can see, like, notably less than we lost. Like, we got the minimum back and lost, like, close to the maximum. Alright, 1-1, 2 more games to go. Let's continue. Alright, so we're gonna ship these two. We have a 2 and a 3, that's pretty solid. We're up against some kind of deck. No clue what it's exactly going to be. But yeah, we have a pretty nice 1, 2, 3. That's great. And we even have the even attack token for Tracker Protector onto, which is pretty great. And will likely allow us to kill this bark-based beast for free.
That's an egg.
Yep. Let's do that then.
Please, I have connections.
Obviously pull it in the wrong order, so Bark Beast doesn't become a 3-3. And now Misfortune Tracker does some good work here. Ha! Well, it would have if it wouldn't die here, but I guess that's the way it is, right? Not much we can do.
It found you.
Rip. So something solid to play next turn would be a nice top deck. That's not it.
Time for violence.
Give them a chance.
Mwah.
So many plays that we could have drawn. Interesting jump block though. Weird throwaway block. Yeah, now we draw the 1-drop on turn 5. Oh well. But we can actually like also make a Valor to sort of catch back up on some tempo. Just kinda nice that Quinn turns into a cheap spell. And then this plays really well with our 6 drops next turn. And we even have a decent like Ranger's Resolve turn here. Opponent is doing the best they can to sort of keep up here. So
Kind of party.
basically,
Got you in my sight.
I think this is kind of what we want to do here. That makes sense, because we really don't want to fall too far behind. Taking 14 here is a lot already. Could actually also have traded one Valor into the Butcher, because we're gonna do that anyway. I guess this way we can pull these two with Valors and this one with Genevieve,
Quiet of the woods. There's
which is a
It's beautiful.
slight improvement.
Scouting ahead.
That's perfect and really weird. I mean, I guess it's better to like sack the unit that
Love ya.
isn't killing something than these that are killing something, but still kind of not an ideal spot to be, especially because now Genevieve can pull whatever the opponent plays.
Success gets noticed around here.
So we're looking pretty decent.
Son of a...
Let's see what the opponent is up to. The undying stuff you would expect. So I guess we do this.
Defend these forests to the end.
Mitigate the impact of it.
We'll defend them to the end.
And game over. 2-1. Pretty solid.
Great. Now let's get back out there.
Alright. We're climbing a bit and we have the fourth and final game ahead of us. So let's battle one last time. See if we can pull off a solid 3-1. Alright, so I think once again that's a pretty good 2-3-4 line. We're up against the same guy. Bit unfortunate for the video and a bit strange at like this time on the weekend too. Also it seems like the game is repeating itself a bit, except this time we have a different attack token. But the opponent doesn't have a 1-drop. But yeah, it's kind of weird to run into the same guy 2 times in a row. Like on a weekend evening. I would expect a bit more people playing. But yeah, this is good against potential butchers, which he probably has. Seems like he might be on 3 butchers. Yep, there's the butcher. Bring it on.
Fortune favors the bold.
Easy. If he wouldn't play that, there could actually be an argument to pull this. Because if he has a ping... Well, then again, he might open ping here, so it doesn't really matter too much. Not gonna risk misfortune here, obviously. Because he seems like he might not have a whole lot of ways to deal with that, if any. He's probably very unit heavy and spell light. Like, I guess he has the... Yeah, I was about to say, he has the, like, vulnerable stuff. The Shakedown actually is one of the ways that works here. But we have a way to protect it, so that's not so bad. That's an even better way to protect it, because you can play Bannerman instead of using a sharp side, which is kind of a weak use of our turn. And then we have Quinn next turn this way, which is pretty nice. And he doesn't even really have a defense, so pretty happy with our position here.
I gotta show you the sights of Bilgewater. The sights are fine. The smells, on the other hand.
Alright then.
Still heart, steady aim. Love ya.
I mean, since this is vulnerable, we might as well
Just like
attack with everything here. Because that means he needs to trade a real unit into it rather than challenge it for free with an Undying. And we can't even really protect it anymore next turn, so that's fine. That's the kind of matchup that's probably, like, notably in our favor. These kind of sort of Shadow Isle stacks that have a pretty poor defense and can't really, like, outrace us, and also don't really have ways to deal with our, like, most threatening units very well. Like, okay. Don't mind going to 10 here. Doesn't really matter.
Slow down, will you?
Come on, you big grouch.
That also lets us protect Quinn a bit better. Opponent is fishing for like last-ditch efforts. Sure. Whatever. Yeah. Looking pretty good here. Guess I didn't quite see that one coming. But I guess it sort of makes sense. But we still have lethal, so it's fine.
New recruit reporting in.
Drawing the 1-drop here comes in clutch. And game. So yeah. Scouts doing the work. Especially against like sort of non-top tier decks. It's still a pretty convincing slap machine. So yeah. That's the current state of Scouts for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the series and maybe the games taught you one or the other thing that maybe helps you pilot the deck a bit better in the future, especially mulliganing aggressively for your early game. Very possible that keeping the Misfortune against the deep player without having any 1 or 2 drops was a mistake, and you should just mulligan for 1 and 2 drops there. Not 100% sure. But yeah, if you have any further questions or constructive feedback for these kind of deck techs and other content in the future, let me know in the comments down below. Always happy to hear from you guys and get some insight on what you guys like and dislike and what you would like me to cover in the future. Ultimately, I'm just trying to provide the best and most insightful content for you guys here. So yeah. And if you enjoy the content, of course, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification icon to not miss out on future content. And yeah, share it with your friends. Turn off your ad block to help support your favorite content on YouTube. It's a great and easy way to support us content creators for free, just by taking a little time checking out the ads. And yeah, that's it again for this time. I'm your host ManuS, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!